So this week's episode is going to be quite long, so I'm going to try and keep the boring bits short. Yesterday I had a rest day, again unplanned, frustrating, but life just got in the way. Today, just done 8 miles on the treadmill. I know I'm using the treadmill a lot, I do actually really enjoy it, and at the moment there's a lot of flooding in this area, so there aren't really any routes to run. So, it's my first session outside in absolutely ages. Seems like forever. And I'm pretty nervous about it, to be honest. I don't know how many of you get nervous before sessions, but I do. I think it actually helps though. The nerves give me a bit of adrenaline. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. The session is 2 miles at threshold, 5 times 2 minutes hard. Quicker than 5k pace, and then another 2 miles threshold. I like this session, it's one of my favourite ones. They call it a blend session because it works in your threshold but also the quicker stuff, and it'll give me a good idea of whether I am actually really fit or if the treadmill's being quite deceptive. So that's strides, drills and warm-up done. It's time to start. I'll do a mile out and back for the 2 mile threshold, and then I'll do the 5 times 2 minutes and then dig in and get the last 2 done, and hopefully I'll get a good session in. Let's see. It's very windy, so the pace differentials are going to be a bit annoying, so I'll have to just do it by feel and see what it turns out to be. So I've done the 2 miles, I've done the 5 by 2 minutes. It's actually going really well, and despite it going really well, I'm already having those doubts in my head, like, can I do this final 2 mile threshold? Should I call it a day? But I'm going to get it done. I don't care what the paces are. Obviously I'd like to try and match what I did the first 2 miles, but if I can just get the session done, then it's a good day. Oh, this is tough. And I'm done. I'm proud of that session. Oh, again, all the doubts in my head, but I got it done, and the paces were really, really good. I'd be happy with those with tailwind all the way in dry conditions in a race. So the first 2 miles averaged about 5:05, 5:06, and then all of the 2 minute efforts, I don't know if it's too windy to hear me, but all of the 2 minutes were sub 4:50 pace, and then the final 2 miles were really tough. I think I averaged about 5:10, but I'll take that. It's done now, but it's 2 mile jog home, find my jumper, hope it hasn't been stolen, hope it's not too wet, and let's move on to the weekend. So one of the reasons I've been doing a lot on the treadmill is we've had some really bad flooding around here. So this path was completely underwater. The ducks from over there were just swimming across the path into the field. That's the football field, which is still completely underwater. But this whole area is completely flooded. We came down as a family on Monday and just messed around, played in the puddles, which was quite good fun. But yeah, it's been really bad for this area, and especially down in Monmouth, where the flooding's absolutely destroyed businesses, houses. It's been pretty bad, so got to count ourselves lucky, really. Just jogging back, and I'm on a bit of a runner's high. Feeling really good about that session. It was tough conditions, but I've nailed those splits. So I think it turns out the treadmill wasn't lying to me. If it had been still conditions, I'd have probably been hitting not quite the treadmill paces, but I'm definitely fit anyway. All good signs. Can't wait to race on the weekend now. Just out on a recovery run, and it feels pretty awful, to be honest. One of those runs where it's just not clicking, not enjoying it. So it'll help my recovery though, so getting it done. But yeah, it's not all up to yesterday's massive high. Today's a bit of a low. Yesterday was an awful day really, running wise. I tried to do a recovery run, but I got 3 miles in and both my legs and my head just weren't in it, and I felt a bit crap, to be honest, and just walked home. Got out today, just done 10 miles. Legs feel awful still, but I feel a lot better that I just got it done, stuck in there. Had a pep talk with Kelly yesterday, and she was like, stop talking the talk, do the work. Your mileage has slipped, yes, you're banging out good sessions. I feel like sometimes when things start to go well and I do well in sessions, I get a bit complacent. But I know for the marathon, it's not all about banging in a decent session and then not doing anything for a few days. It's about that consistency, it's about me building that volume and just banking sessions, but then moving on and not dwelling on them, whether they go good or badly. So I'm just doing 6 miles on the treadmill, nearly done, about 200 meters left for a 16-mile day, and then Sunday I'm gonna have my ass kicked, but hopefully I'll enjoy it. Right, what's that? All right, I've just done 6 miles, so I can stop. So in the car traveling to Brighton, it's been absolute madness trying to get there so far. It took about 3 hours to pack the car and get everything ready. And then as soon as we got on the M4, we hit a traffic jam. There'd been an accident, so we were sat in traffic for ages. Now we're at the services because everyone needs a wee, except for me and Harry, because he's done one in his nappy, probably. So we'll wait for them to get back in the car, and then we'll crack on, get to Brighton. It's going to take us another 3 hours, so it's a long trip, but it's going to be worth it. We're all excited, especially me, because I can't wait to race. Conditions tomorrow are meant to be horrendously windy, 40-mile-per-hour winds, but I don't know. I'm not looking for a time tomorrow. I'm just looking to roll the dice, go all in, and mix it with some of the faster boys. So maybe the wind will help me, and I'll sit in and try and do none of the work and be really greedy and selfish and see what happens. But I'm looking forward to it. So we finally arrived in Brighton, and the Grand Hotel is incredible. I feel like Home Alone in this room. It's absolutely huge. And we even got a Home Alone lookalike. Harry's not as impressed. You want some milk? You want some milk? This breakfast looks absolutely delicious. I wish I was able to have more of it before the race, but I'm not going to be able to. So, times are most definitely out in these conditions. It will all be about, sorry, I'm walking downstairs and trying not to trip. All about putting in hard effort in the wind, racing tactically, trying to draft where I can. I don't know how you can draft in those sort of conditions. It is
howling out there, but it's an experience, and I'm still quite looking forward to it, despite the almost dangerous conditions. Really, haven't been outside yet, but it looks and sounds blowy. Let's say blowy. Perfect conditions to race. Let's do this. So last year, after the race, Kelly and I had ice cream on the beach. Not quite sure it'll be that sort of day today.
Very hot though, really tough conditions.
So this is the start. Bit different to normal. There's normally a big, what do you call it, not marquee, like canopy thing, but because of the wind they've had to not put that up. But yeah, that's the start. So over the tannoy, she's like, it's all about layering today, and just as she said that, I remembered I forgot to put my arm sleeves in. Ah, that's annoying. Mine just had to work harder to get warm.
So, not sure how much footage I'll get on the way around, but I'll take my GoPro anyway. Obviously the time doesn't matter, so may as well try and get some footage. It's so windy out there. Trying to do some strides on the beginning straight into the headwind. And it's not like I'm standing still, but quite excited. Also nervous, always get nervous for races, but I think mainly excited today. Anyway, I'm going to finish my warm-up, do some more drills, and then start in about 20 minutes.
Approaching too, so you got these monster waves. 11 miles in 55 minutes. It's a fast race. And here are the lead runners and the cyclists. Beautiful, beautiful tailwind here to the finish.
much fun.
Go through. Welcome to Gary Cooper.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much. Thank you. So I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear this, but I absolutely love that. Absolutely loved it. It was so windy, but it was such a racer's race. So I stayed in the lead pack the whole way, really. Tried to get out of the wind. People would make surges. I was covering the moves, and then it hit 10 miles, and they just went. Cheers, mate. Well done. And they just went. They just had more leg speed than me, and then I started to catch third late on, but then blew up and came fifth. And I'm absolutely delighted, and I said absolutely loads in this, but yeah.
Hello? It's too cold. Not impressed.
So as is always the way, the conditions are actually really nice now. It's not very windy and it's dry, but I really enjoyed earlier. We're just enjoying Brighton now. The kids are playing in what I can only assume is maybe a volleyball, beach volleyball court. Who knows?